This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, workers have been evacuated and nearby residents told to close windows as firefighters battle a massive blaze at Ravendowns fertiliser plant. Dunedin will receive a special visitor this weekend as Greenpeace flagship, the Rainbow Warrior, arrives in Port Chalmers. And people took time out of the hectic school holidays to make leis at the Otago Museum as part of the Makerspace program. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Workers were evacuated and nearby residents told to close windows as firefighters battle a huge fire at Ravendowns fertiliser plant in Christchurch. Fire and Emergency New Zealand say 40 firefighters and 10 trucks battled the blaze on Main South Road in Christchurch.
Huge plumes of smoke over the Ravensdown fertiliser plant in Christchurch this morning. Ravensdown CEO Greg Campbell says it was too early to tell what sparked the fire.
Well, we've had an incident in one of our manufacturing buildings which has resulted in a fire. We're not quite sure what the cause was or the like. What I can tell you though is that our staff are safe, they responded appropriately, and we're working with the emergency services who have been outstanding in their response and what they're doing with the moment.
Fire and Emergency New Zealand have warned people to avoid the area, and the Christchurch Medical Officer of Health recommends people downwind should keep their doors and windows closed and switch off ventilation. Greg Campbell says that the fire was first noticed mid-morning.
I think it was about 10:20 a.m. this morning. Well, our employees train for this, so they deal with this, in a training situation all the time, and they responded as they should. And again, the most important thing is everybody's safe, accounted for, and responded accordingly.
At the height of the blaze, flames were leaping within the building. The Christchurch Transport Operations Centre says people travelling south of the city should avoid State Highway 1. In Christchurch, the South Today.
South Canterbury Police say the death of a 44-year-old man in Waimate at the weekend is not suspicious. Emergency services were called to a Belt Street address at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday when the dead man was found. He was Michael James Parker of Waimate. Police say post-mortem and scene examination have been completed and the death is being referred to the coroner. Dunedin will receive a special visitor this weekend when Greenpeace's flagship reaches the coast. The Rainbow Warrior is set to arrive in Port Chalmers on Saturday, where a group of locals are planning to greet her from both land and sea.
Oil-Free Otago members Jeff Wigley and Alva Feldmeyer preparing to welcome the Rainbow Warrior later this week. The Greenpeace ship is on a nationwide Make Oil History tour, celebrating the government's recent ban on future oil exploration. Wigley hopes this will encourage oil and gas company OMV not to proceed before their drilling permit runs out.
We can't burn the gas we already have taken from the ocean, so we want to oppose any new stuff being taken up because it's going to contribute to a warming world.
He says oil drilling is a concern for many in the Dunedin area, some of whom are already facing the effects of a warming climate.
I think a lot of people in Dunedin care about that. There's a lot of problems in Dunedin with already the low-lying suburbs have been flooded every year now because of sea level rise.
Wigley encourages locals to come along on Saturday to greet the ship and support the discussion on climate change.
We're doing an on-the-water demonstration photo shoot with the Greenpeace ship, the Rainbow Warrior, and so anyone who has a boat or like a paddle craft, a kayak, is encouraged to come out and bring it on the water and they can get up close with the Greenpeace Rainbow Warrior.
Those without boats can also welcome the Rainbow Warrior from the shore as she sails into port on Saturday. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A man has been taken to Dunedin Hospital in a serious condition after falling from a horse and nearly drowning. Emergency services were at Ocean View Beach early this afternoon, following calls regarding an injured and unconscious man. A police spokeswoman says the man suffered serious injuries and was taken to hospital by St John. It is thought the man was pulled from the sea by a member of the public who performed CPR before paramedics arrived. Dunedin's Otago Museum is encouraging people to take time out and relax through making Pacific Island style leis. The museum is hoping to have a lei which extends around the inside of the building by the end of the week.
Taking time out of the hectic school holidays to make a lei at Otago Museum. The Makerspace program is inviting young and old to have a go at making a Pacific Island lei. Museum educator Soph Scott says it gives an opportunity to relax and unwind.
It's a nice quiet space in the museum to get around and just have some nice arts and crafts, a bit of family time. We've had loads of family groups coming, even tourist groups, just who really appreciated the chance to sit down and make stuff with their kids.
Traditionally, leis can be made from flowers, fruit or even feathers. The ones at Otago Museum are made out of paper, and Scott says that's an easy task.
All you need to do is just sit down, read the instructions, make sure that you understand the instructions, and then get into it. They're all really straightforward. We try and break it down as easily as possible.
While people can take their own creations home with them, he's hoping that people will also contribute to a lei extending around the museum.
Our hardest thing at the moment probably is just getting the big lei to go all the way around the museum, which, like it or not, I'm going to make sure it happens by the end of the week. I may be here all night, who knows, but we're getting that lei to go around the museum.
The school holiday lei making program runs until Friday and is part of the museum's Creative Pacifica exhibition. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a veteran Dunedin gang kingpin receives an unwelcome birthday present and the Innovation Precinct in Christchurch gets rebranded.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation. But don't panic, it's not ours. We've bought 2 Auckland stores and we've got up to 70% off.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. A veteran Dunedin gang kingpin got an unwelcome birthday present last week, a 15-month prison term. Appearing in the Dunedin District Court, Mangakaha Chapter President Albert Victor Epere was jailed on the day he turned 52 on a charge of robbery and intimidation. Epere added 2 more convictions to a list of more than 100 when he visited a friend in Green Island. He believed he was owed money by his victim and proceeded to take the victim's car keys and threatened to burn down their premises. Epere returned the car keys to a third party shortly afterwards, but by then the robbery was technically complete. He was given a first strike warning under the 3 strikes legislation for the robbery conviction. Christchurch's Innovation Precinct is set to be rebranded as more eateries than tech businesses moved in. Property developers say the new name matches the outlets and has a tasty name.
From the Innovation Precinct to the Salt District. A group of Christchurch property developers are hoping the prevalence of bars, eateries and the like, which have sprung up in the central city, means people will develop a taste for the new name.
A group of the investors in this area sort of got together with Laura from Otakaro, and we sort of felt that the Innovation Precinct probably didn't really describe what we felt the district, this area was becoming, and it hasn't really been picked up by the public and used as a name place. So we sort of thought, well, let's just have a bit of a chat and see if we can come up with something, some alternatives.
The project comes after property developers and businesses rejected the concept of Christchurch's Innovation Precinct. Pekaski says, as well as matching the flavour of the businesses in the area, the name also fits some of the streets in the Salt District.
The first one was SA Sanassa Street, Litchfield and Chum Street, so SALT, which are the 3 streets that run through this area. But it's also, you know, it's a word that's, you know, quite gritty. It's elemental. It's used to flavour food, which is, you know, obviously food's a big part of this area.
He says during the years since the 2011 earthquake, the area is naturally regenerating similar, and in some cases the same, businesses which were there originally.
It's interesting how it's starting, well, it is coming back to very similar feel and vibe as it was before the earthquakes. It's you know, it's just that little bit grittier and a bit more interesting, and it's just got a really cool vibe down here, and we sort of wanted to capture that in the name.
Mike Pekaski hopes the expression the Salt District will become a commonplace destination, like some which so far are more famous.
There's other examples around the world, Soho, you know, and they become part of your everyday conversation where exactly that, you sort of say, well, we'll meet you down the Salt District.
He says tenants can also use the Salt District name to help market their businesses. In Christchurch, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a 96-year-old Spitfire fighter pilot passes away as one of the unsung heroes of World War II. And we check out what the weather has in store for us this week. So stay with us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, as Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. An international beer label dubbed Māori Tears has been slammed for being spiritually and culturally offensive. The Māori Tears beer, owned by the Brussels Beer Project in Belgium, claims to encapsulate those tears to capture their sacred nature. A Māori rights advocate says the beer was another classic example of a brewery causing offence, and the company should have sought advice on the name. The company's website states only 800 bottles were made and are only sold at the brewery in Brussels. A World War II Spitfire pilot who was born in Nelson died last month at age 96. Alan Piet has been called one of the greatest unsung heroes of World War II. He is survived by his wife and children who remember the tales of the fighter ace's exploits.
Born in Nelson in 1922, Alan Pert enlisted for World War II at the age of 19 and was trained as a Spitfire pilot. He was revered for two epic battles, one in Burma where he spent 40 minutes dodging 20 Japanese Zero fighters until they ran low on fuel, and another in Europe when he faced 12 German fighters by himself. Alan Pert's son recalls what his father told him about that air battle.
Didn't ask permission or anything, just flew in and attacked. And then found himself in one hell of a mess. Lucky to get out of it, very lucky. I think he was an inexperienced pilot when he took on the 12 because no one with a few clues would have got in there.
Alistair Pert says his father eventually became aware of the human toll of the war.
He didn't think about there was another man, a pilot, until he shot down a bomber. I think it really dawned on him, the impression I got, that there are 11 guys going down in that, and he's just killed them. But that was his job. That is the job of any serviceman.
Alan Pert is survived by his wife Jennifer, and both she and her son can retell the story of when he came home from the war as a very sick man.
The whole town turned out to greet him, thinking that there was going to be this, you know, spiving Air Force ace fighter pilot, DFC, getting off the train but what got off the train was a very weak, unhealthy, very sick man. He was, I think, about 8.5 stone in weight. His uniform was a borrowed uniform that was all tattered and torn. So when the town saw him, they all just slowly left.
He was being welcomed home by the whole sort of the district, and when he got out of the bus, they all disappeared, left Alan's mother coping.
Eventually Pert recovered and became a civil engineer. Jennifer Pert says she was very lucky to have married him after the war, and they had a good life together. The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Workers have been evacuated and nearby residents told to close windows as firefighters battle a massive blaze at Ravendowns fertiliser plant in Christchurch. Dunedin will receive a special visitor this weekend when Greenpeace's flagship, the Rainbow Warrior, arrives in Port Chalmers on Saturday. And people took time out of the hectic school holidays to make leis at the Otago Museum as part of the Makerspace program. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Let's go to the opinion page first. Elspeth McLean, who features every fortnight on a Wednesday, wondering why we treat so many adults in childish ways these days. Interesting question. Yeah. It's probably right too. We don't have expectations in the way we treat people and responsibilities. So there's an interesting column for people to look at.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Just opposite on the editorial page, the editorial is looking back at New Zealand football and a number of own goals that they've scored over the last year or two. It's a well-written piece. And then over to the fresh pages, there's the main story, the top tips from a Kiwi baker, how to bake. Lots of recipes. This week there's the beer column and the wine column.
It's good to see they're doing both as well.
Yes, and beer's becoming, craft beers, of course, every year that passes are becoming more popular. It's not just the old-fashioned draft stuff that we once drank from the cork bottles. Then there's also a story about, from a book about running your own parties. They're all on the fresh pages, those stories.
As in hosting a party?
Hosting parties. So,
interesting.
Yeah, bit on that. On the news front, there's an interesting Employment Relations Authority case where a woman unlawfully took a $1 packet of chips and was fired and ended up receiving $19,000 in compensation and other back pay and so on. So that's an intriguing case. Also on the news pages, the University of Otago fees. The University Council put them up today. No surprise there. They regularly go up by the 2% or whatever the maximum is. Some of them are pretty steep now. The Masters of Dental Surgery is the most expensive. It's a postgraduate course, $35,000 to $37,000 a year.
Yeah, it's not really inducing them to study.
Yeah, well, mind you, dentists can earn a fair bit, especially the specialists. And at the other end, the commerce and teaching are still under $6,000. The news front also today, the serious horse injury on Ocean View Beach, and so there's some of the stories in today.
Something for everyone in that, and let's hope that horse rider is okay. It looks pretty serious. Thank you, Phil. You can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT, and now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern view is of the road next to the St Clair Golf Course in Dunedin. Looking at the situation, very cold air arrives from the south tomorrow, with some chilly days ahead as snow falls to 300 metres inland, followed by frost, so winter is not ready to leave us yet. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rain and a high of 14 degrees. Moving across to the northeast, Nelson will have a few clouds and 19, and Blenheim is in for a very similar day with thick cloud and 19 degrees. And to Canterbury, Kaikoura will be cloudy and have a high of 18. Christchurch will also be cloudy with a high of 18, but Ashburton will have some rain and a high of 18 degrees as well. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect strong southerlies, rain and 7-degree highs. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka can expect fresh southerlies and highs of just 5 to 8 degrees. Te Anau can expect strong southerlies, rain and 7 degrees. Moving north now, Omarama and Twizel are in for decreasing northeasterlies, rain and a high of 8. A bit more pleasant along the coast at Oamaru and Timaru with highs of 13 to 15 degrees. And in Dunedin, it's going to be cloudy tonight with light winds and an overnight low of 10. Cloudy again tomorrow with rain developing late morning as cold southerly winds develop. A high of 12 and a low of 5. Mostly fine on Thursday with sunny periods and some cloud and moderate southeasterly winds, and a cold high of 8 with a low of 5 degrees. And in Invercargill, rain tonight with strong northwesterlies and a low of 7. Rain easing to showers during the morning tomorrow with fresh to strong cold southwesterlies, a high of 8 and a chilly low of 4. And it's cloudy on Thursday with a few showers at times and fresh cold southerly winds with a high of 8 and a low of 4. And that wraps up our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.